The Gulf Coast of Texas, 1984. Standing tall and thin, his back to the sun sinking into Morning Bay, Bill Turk's gaze followed the workmen as they made for their junk cars and trucks at the end of a shift. Before dark, another crew would arrive to start work on the largest, most majestic mansion ever built in the small Gulf coastal town of Cambry, Texas. Bill worked crews around the clock. He had the money and the will. Jameson, the night foreman, maneuvered a dusky Volkswagen into the yard and parked. He wasted no time hauling his heavy tool belt from the trunk. He passed Bill, giving him a curt nod and calling, "Hey, Bill, nice night, isn't it?" The foreman hunched near the ground, positioning the many halogen box lights that would blaze throughout the night to illuminate the construction site. He was a big man, the red skin of his face and arms as rough as raw lumber. He knew what Bill wanted, and he knew how to give it to him. He ran his men with a hard, steadfast hand. Bill Turk watched Jameson with satisfaction. It handpicked the construction workers so his dream house would be built to rigid specifications. He paid high salaries because his demands were exacting. When it first hired everyone, he gave the speech, "I'm paying you more than anyone else would because I want you to go by the plans and make no mistakes. I want the work done perfectly. If you show up late to work, take off early, or fuck up, you're gone. If you do a good job, I might add a bonus." When loads of brick weren't delivered on time, Bill was infuriated. He purchased the local brick foundry to produce brick only for his mansion. He expected his home to stand forever, a testament to his vision, wealth, and exquisite taste. Every brick was placed according to his plan. Every window facing the bay contained leaded panes that winked with waterlight, and the soaring roof pointed toward a blue sky that rarely hosted a storm or squall. In the end, he would require white wrought-iron bars be installed all across the front and back verandas and across every window on every floor. He knew it would ruin the look of the mansion, make it loom over the landscape, looking more like a prison or a gymnasium than a residence. But he required the bars. It was important to him. No one ever got into or out of the mansion without his permission, especially out. The brooding 3-story brick edifice would forever be known as Mourning Mansion for the crimes committed in it, rather than for the bay. Bill didn't know that yet. He thought of it as Turk's Mansion. He expected it might become the repository of nightmare and haunted by lost spirits. That's what happened to places destined to be witness to certain acts. He didn't know it was a building doomed to dust, tumbling down by wrecking ball and bulldozer in less than a scant 20 years. That he didn't know at all. Within a short time after completing construction, Bill's failing health would rob him of good sense and cause him to grow more paranoid than a spider backed into a corner by a raised boot. His life's monument, rising now in the dusk, waited for secrets to unfold, one by one. It waited patiently for the time of death and mayhem. Bill Turk's Mourning Mansion rose brick upon brick, a joy to the man who built it. It held fast to ground licked by a salty bay breeze. It stood, somnolent and unyielding, before the calm Gulf waters. It grew into itself, a mausoleum for the mad. Jack Deshane walked along Kerrville Road for the Crab Shack seafood store, where he wanted to pick up a couple of dozen Gulf shrimp to boil for his dinner. Living alone in his ratty apartment in the small pedestrian seaside town afforded him small comfort, but his nature walks was one of them. When at home, he drank too much and did too much thinking. He stayed out of the gloomy rooms with the second-hand furniture, the shadowed rooms, and the swirling dust motes as much as possible.